Hello, guys. Yeah, how are you doing? It's dark in here, isn't it? There we go. It's a bit better. Change the color. Blue, orange, no, white. It's good. Okay, what am I doing here? What am I doing? There we go. All right. I am putting together my clarinet. Now, one of the things is a long time ago. I actually need a new reed. This one looks like it's broken. Um, when I was in high school, many, many moons ago now, it's like 40 years ago actually. Can't believe it. 40 years has gone. 40 years has just flown by, really. A lot of you who might be younger might be watching this. Trust me that time goes by in the blink of an eye. People used to say that to me. Time goes really quick, but you don't realize how quick until you actually get older, and then you look back and you go, "Wow, where did all that time go?" Anyway, um, so when I was in high school, yeah, I used to play clarinet in the school band, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I decided last year to take it up again. Unfortunately, playing clarinet is not, going back to it is not quite the same as when you learn to ride a bicycle. Like when you learn to ride a bike, you never forget. Unfortunately, I forgot how to play the clarinet. So I didn't go out and buy a new one. This was from Yahoo Auctions here in Japan. So we get Yahoo Auctions Japan and buy a lot of good things. I actually bought, believe it or not, I think I bought 6 or 7 clarinets because they were very cheap. They were like really cheap to get, like anywhere from a couple of thousand yen, like $20, $30 each, to upwards of $200 each. Um, and I put together one. This mouthpiece was from a different clarinet, and I think this top section was from a different clarinet, but they're all from the same brand. They're all from Yamaha, and it works really well. I sold all the other ones to the recycle shop, so I got some money back on that. I've been trying to learn how to play it again, and one thing I'd like you to know, um, before I even put this in my mouth the first time last year, I sterilized the entire thing. It needed some work doing. Some of the keys were sticking, um, and the clarinet looks like a very complicated instrument, and it's actually not that difficult once you know where the notes are. And I'm still relearning the notes right now. As I said in previous video, like, you can be successful at anything. Where did I put that? Hang on. Let me just. I'm not going to play it, but I want to make sure I get the title right. I'll put the card up here. Yeah, you can be successful at anything. I actually wanted to make a video about when you learn something, you put your mind to it. That basically you can be successful at anything. So I've been trying to learn it. I can't remember the notes very well, but so there you go. And I'm just keep practicing scales at the moment and just getting my lungs back into shape because it takes quite a bit of blowing power. And when I was in high school, I really loved playing the clarinet. I did start learning trumpet at first, and then I switched to clarinet, I think, in my third year in high school. And I got to a very, very good level. And it's one of the things I always wish I'd kept going and doing. But, as things do, life got in the way. Moved around from place to place, job to job, life to life, and just got put on the back burner. But here we are, many years later, And my goal is to, by the end of, well, certainly by the end of next year, I want to be back at the level where I used to be at. I have this thing where, might need some oil on there actually. I have this thing where I believe that, like, well, not believe, but it's, I, I decided, like, most of us at New Year, we come up with a New Year's resolution kind of thing. And just getting some oil, key oil. We come up with a New Year's resolution there, and most of us, we don't really stick with it. There's always the usual ones like, oh, this year I'm gonna lose weight, or this year I'm gonna do this, that, and the other. And I just got to find out where this key is. There it is. Bit of oil on there. Yeah. So I decided, right? So if you try something new, give it at least a year. You've got to be continuous. You've got to be consistent with it. But give it a year and see where you're at in a year. And if you're not happy with it, then just don't continue with it after a year. Start something else. Do something new. So I decided last year that I was going to start with the clarinet, and I haven't been that consistent because of work and family things. But yeah, I'm back now, and I'm going to give it my all. It's not sticking as much, so that should be a bit better. Ooh, and trust me, this time last year when I started playing the clarinet again, I could barely blow a note. So it is a learning process. And why am I learning to play the clarinet? I guess just because brings back good memories, and I enjoy the sound. I especially like jazz clarinet. This one probably, if I stick with it and I do get to a good level again, then obviously I will go and buy a brand new one, which is going to be a much better quality as well. But for something where you're just going to be practicing and learning for the first time, you don't want to be spending a lot of money. If you want to learn piano, you could just go to a recycle shop and buy a really cheap keyboard or something just to learn on, and just to see how your motivation sticks around, really. Um, you know, or anything, doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be music, it could be anything. Um, give it anything a try. Computer programming, maybe trying a new driving skill or something. Maybe you want to learn how to drive a truck or a crane or something like that. Just give it a shot. It's better to at least try, and then have no regrets and say, well, at least I tried it, rather than just like look back on later and say, oh, I wish I had done that. I got a ton of things, like, look, I've even got this Welsh for beginners, and I've had that well over 10 years. Look, it's a cassette. Nobody uses cassettes anymore, but it was brand new when I bought it. So now, next thing I'm going to buy is like a tape recorder so I can transfer it to digital. Why Welsh? I grew up in Wales for a little bit when I was a kid, and it's just one of those things I've always wanted to put my mind to. I'm also studying Japanese, even though I've lived here for a long time, because you do forget some things, especially when you're speaking English all day. But yeah, go for it. Go try something new. Give it some time. Music, a subject, a hobby. Painting, like the paints I've got a bunch of paints under the table under here. Probably do painting tomorrow actually. But yeah, just gotta go for it, mate. Don't be afraid. Give it a shot. You never know how good you could be. All right. See you soon.